entirety here of Major 4, but we need him to be dominant today. It feels like lately for Faze, especially in the respawns, man, they need all the help they can get, especially in these HPs. But into P2 we go. Currently it is Faze with those preferred spawns. A great little wave of kills come through. That's a clean 4 down, and now it is Faze in prime possession of the lobby.
And that's great adjustments already from Atlanta Faze. They give them 28 seconds over towards the P1. They have to win some crucial gunfights to win the spawns for the next hill, and so far they have held this down flawlessly. Finally, Seattle are finally able to get a couple kills to find a break, but with only 20 seconds left.
Wonderful observers were able to catch. If Mac is able to win that, could be a totally different story when it comes down to the bar. But as you said, buddy, Surge locked down the time, looks solid overall when it comes down to the kitchen. But now as we rotate toward next, we'll see what Faze can try and provide us with, as they'll have preferred spawns, have preferred positioning, and what numbers can Surge make the break, or can Atlanta begin to lock things down? A lot of questions when it comes down to this team on holds. It feels like oftentimes they can be a dominant team when it comes. It's also been their kryptonite so far, doing a solid job down by 30.
Yeah, this has been a great job from Atlanta Faze, because like you said, it's been their kryptonite, especially on a map like Hotel, where they are sitting last in hold percentage. But so far, 30 uncontested seconds over towards the double desk kill. They know where Seattle is spawning, over towards the bedroom side. The trades are on. Sip is starting to get heat up as he's able to find 3, selling him with the final. And with only 20, right back from Atlanta Faze for them to eventually take the lead. Now you're forcing Seattle off that rotation.
Yeah, but this feels like the definition of a boxing match so far. You just see haymakers coming in from both sides and then just quickly Sip. Nice little jab there from 3, cuts away a few, and that is a welcoming sight. If you're an Atlanta Faze fan, you want to see Sim going off. You want to see Abizi lighting things up and trying to get the revenge versus Seattle Surge. As we said just a week ago, a dominant 3-0 Faze. If they can come out, win the opening hard point, boy, would opinions begin to turn. Into restaurant we fly in Seattle, locking things down for the moment, but instantly back come Atlanta.
This has been an absolute mix fest of a hard point to start this game off. Every time I think someone is going to break is instantly in, or gunfights are just scattered all around the map. Just keeping it chaotic as possible. As Seattle Surge are getting a good chunk of time in towards the diner hill. With only 20 seconds left, Atlanta Faze, they have to be forced to now cut their losses. Make sure you maintain those spawns over towards that plat. You do not want to let this game get out of hand, because 2 players from Seattle are already off the rotation. Sip's going to be the only guy here. Mac, with that dead silence, could potentially make a play.
Let's see if he's able to do it. Mac will just try to cut away the forces. The spawners from Faze instantly caught off guard as Slasher and Simp and Celian, who were able to eventually drop him pred, trying to cause a dent. Scary situation. Ends up turning out in their favor, but still a lot of time to fight for. Sib aware of that. Off to a wonderful start, but that is not a kill that, or rather a gun engagement that he'd like to replicate. Hits the dust really with 17 and 9 currently as his score line, but Faze beginning to rack up the time. Abizi ends up falling from the flank, and that's a lovely double coming in from Accuracy.
Oh, Accuracy's the only guy from Seattle Surge who got that kitchen spawn, so he's able to at least find those 2 kills, relieve some of that pressure. But now it's all about shutting down Sip, the guy who's currently on a 5 spree. Let's jump around. Let's try to hit a little dancey dance around the hill just to stay alive and earn this cruise missile. Does just that with the repositioning. Whips out the TAC 56, cannot find the final. But Sip, the MVP of Major 2. He's coming.
Nice. I'll play the back. I'm holding you left.
Nice. I'm holding main.
I have your left.
You need help right there? I'm holding broken.
Very good.
I have time.
MC, make sure you block the back. Make sure you stand there. I have your spot.
Thanks. Hug me, bro. I heard him.
They can be P4. I don't know if you're P4 that.
In this game.
Oh, that's unacceptable right there. If you are Atlanta Faze, you heard at the end of those comms where Abiz was like, make sure Selling you're sitting in the back to make sure you block that spawn. Because the last time Atlanta Faze played this map, it was a flawless pizza.
1v1 for time, and Sib able to gun Simp. As we said, 3 more points to go, and Surge, they're giving it all they got. They want to lock this one up right here. No heroics potentially today. It's a team kill. MC out of the fight with the rest of Faze, holding it down for as long as they can. Another massive 1v1. Faze, very much so, still hanging out. But Jay, they've got to be careful. Sib is looking to try to go for these last few gunfights. He eventually drops, and now it's a race on the rotation.
It's a race on a rotation in Atlanta Faze. They're finding all the kills in the feed. Seattle Surge puts so much pressure on towards double deaths that now they're not going to have any bodies over towards the Diner Hill. So it's only 2 players here, Celium and Abizi. What can they do? Sip off spawn at least does take down 1, but Atlanta Faze, they are making the comeback happen. Seattle Surge, they have to find a break.
You can tell Surge beginning to scramble for a moment. However, those are 2, making 3, all 4 huge entry kills. And in the moment, B side, they instantly went all 4 into kitchen, and right now it is paying off quite nicely.
Oh yeah, there's a free bomb plant. 4v4 on a retake. Atlanta Faze have to try to find a way into the kitchen. Celium starts it off with the snipe, but Mac is able to find 2 and keep the numbers in favor of Seattle. So it's all up to Simp and Slasher in the 2v3.
So if they can get done. Slasher, great kill. Pred in the meantime, able to find 1 as well. So trades obviously will favor Surge with the remainder of this round. But what can Slasher do? Not a whole lot. I think it's Mac at the end of the day who ends up finding the final kill. It was 2 prior to that line, and it just feels like so often in these historic battles between these 2, it's just so many different amazing plays come into mind when it comes down to Mackenzie. But into round 2 we go, and Pred is quickly out of the fight. So sweat off the brow of your Faze. You've gotten rid of the Aussie, and now what can you do in this 4v3?
Yeah, now in the 4v3 you go. Simp finds a second. Accuracy at least there for the trade. So now it's a 2v3. Abizi's turn to strike. Takes down accuracy. Now it's all left up to Mac. The info is there, and the teammates go for the chow. As Atlanta Faze.
Like Embassy, where that is their specialty. Speaking of specialties, there's the signal. It's becoming a prominent thing here in the CDL. I think it was Cell, actually. It was the first one to bring it out. And right now it is looking lovely. See if he can put that thing on rapid fire and maybe play a nice little tune for us. Maybe the jukebox could be a thing here in Hotel. But round 3 starting off quite nicely for Faze. Accuracy very much so aware of the snipe that could be in his face very soon. Having to back on up, rejoin Sib. So you got the 2 ARs left for Seattle. We'll see what they can accomplish. Problem being is that, well, you've got quite a few Faze members established in the middle side of the map. So no matter what bomb site you go to, Faze are most likely going to know about it.
Yeah, Faze is just fully set up for the aggressive push towards either side. Simp finds the timing, is able to take down accuracy. Now it's all left up to Simp. Trophy in the back of his pocket. At least he's able to take down Simp. Make it more manageable for the 1v2, but you see both players from Atlanta Faze. They're just watching the cross. Slasher has Sullivan's back over towards that A site. Right now, Seattle Surge, they really haven't given up anything. That's why they haven't seen Atlanta Faze make a move yet, but Pred strikes first. Selim is there for the trade. 3v3 bomb should be going down today.
Yeah, thankfully, if you are Atlanta, I was going to say, though, you do have player number 2 who has made a bit of progress, but how about the close range fight there for MC as he will quite literally drop the mic right on Mac's dead corpse, and there you go for the shoulder. He sees the shoulder. And Sib not going to give him anything. Maybe he does. It's a hip. It is a hip shot that will take down Sib. Mac as well will fall. We say goodnight to Lamar. As that is all up to Pred now. 1v4. What do you got, buddy?
What do you got, Predator? You're a phenomenal S&D player. 3rd best overall S&D KD throughout stage 4. And a 1v4 versus Atlanta Faze. It all starts with 1. Absolute beamer onto Abizi. Time is starting to tick. Dead silence is now earned, but this might not be the opportunity you want to invest it. All the players from Atlanta Faze are saying, screw it, we're going to get with the bomb plant. We're watching that bedroom from so many different angles. Eventually, Celium is able to line it up with the Signal 50 to close out the round. 3 rounds in a row for Atlanta Faze. And this is why they are the best S&D team. Over towards that diner side. Seattle didn't get anything with the 4-stack over towards A. Decide to hit that rotation. Unfortunately, it does not work out for them as Sib and Pred are able to find the first 2. 4v2, finally a man advantage for Seattle on defense.
You can see how much of a frustrating gunfight loss that is from Sip. It looked like he did everything right except for pretty much take down the guy. And now from there, 2 quick picks have turned this round on its head completely. As for Abizi and Slasher just trying to unite, because I mean, you can try to get that bomb down over at A, but if you're the man planting down the bomb, you've got no cover. You've got nobody on Overwatch. However, Abizi trying to lead the charge. He will drop. And now it is all up to Slasher, and he gets melted there from Sib. And boy, did you need a round like that. You know the strategy typically is for Atlanta. Oftentimes Slasher is going to be the one hanging out toward back B. However, it is Abizi able to join him. Slasher finds his pick as well. The SMGs have been found, and now they will call upon Simp to go for the flank. In the meantime, Accuracy will put up his second kill on the board. Sib tagged up, but not yet bagged. Sib, with all the information in the world, there is surely no way that Atlanta allow for this round to slip on up. A big 1v1 on the right side of our screens. And it's Sib who's able to take it. And now it is Sib all left up by himself. A 1v2. It was a 1v3 previously. He made it close earlier. And in a very similar spot to the map. We'll see if the plant can go down. But job number one is really to try to find another pick.
Yeah, he has a lot more time on the clock this time around. Try to clutch up this round for his squad. Going to begin Celium and Sip. You know they're running around as an army of two, and it's only a matter of moments before Sip is going to decide.
On your screen, Surge, very much so, still have a chance. But it all starts with a round like this, and maybe it all starts with an opening pick. Mag tagged up. Thankfully has some teammates to rely on. Freddy Nufabizi will close that door and make things a little bit easier to establish himself in the base. That is going to be a headache to deal with if you're McKenzie.
Oh yeah, because now you're just checking all the different angles where BZ can potentially be. Not going to invest that dead silence. It's time for a BZ to strike. He finds another first blood onto the map. Now Atlanta Faze put themselves in a 4v3 situation where you should potentially be able to get that bomb down, but Sib is causing them problems from bottom luggage. Crack pops that dead silence. Might be time to go, but Sib takes care of him. 4v2. Atlanta Faze looking to close this one out now.
Accuracy throws a nade, says a prayer. Tries to gun Sib. 30 seconds still to go, and as Sib will fall, it is all up to the Iceman. 1v4, and he's got everybody staring at him. Atlanta Faze down to our rotation. We had to adapt, right? We had to get better at Hotel. We especially had to get better at El Asilo, and boy, have they, Jay. As you said, all four of their dubs and Major 4 on control have come on this very map in a most recent 3-0 Smackfest versus Faze. So Surge trying to continue their dominance. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, trying to figure things out, trying to go back to the drawing board and see what works. But the number one thing that I remember, man, when we saw this matchup happen just a week ago, was how efficient Seattle was in getting segments. It felt like every single life, every single team fight, they were walking away with some ticks. And right now, they've got their first one on the board.
Yeah, first one already done at B, but Slasher and Celium are able to combine for two, making all three dead in the feed. Farthest player pushed up is going to be Accuracy, so he has to be focused on and Sip with that TAC 56 try to get out of their spawn, but finally able to get on the B point. Second segment about to be it.
And this is usually where Seattle can start to wield their magic. However, Accuracy and his wand pretty much hit the deck very, very quick, and now it is up to Pred. That second segment does not come in on B. That is a huge stoppage there if you're Atlanta. As we said, a Seattle team that just seems to be figuring out El Asilo attack so well has absolutely been thwarted potentially here in round number one. We'll see what Pred can try to do. Goes low, he eventually falls, and that should be it. Doesn't look like anybody from Seattle is going to be able to get on any of these objectives. So very solid first round. Sib, oh, so close. They had some numbers as well. And right now, Sib trying to lead the charge. Does eventually fall, but definitely set things open and allowed for a bit more map control from his squad mates. And now it appears that the initial A attack now has decided to be a rotation over at B. And right now they've got numbers. This could be a very quick B zone.
This is the perfect rotation from Atlanta Faze. They know how easy it is to take control of A. We want to get B, which is the more difficult point, out of the way first.
Oh.
BZ still staying alive in towards bottom. Tools, him and Slasher combined for two. Second segment is already going to be complete. As Atlanta Faze should find themselves in a situation to extend this time by a minute. Closest player pushed up is going to be Mac. You take care of him. B point is all going to be yours. And now this can get scary if you are Seattle. Now that's three dead in the feed. You know you're getting those back left spawns. Now you have to get
away, and so now it is only Abizi who is past that 50-yard line. But Slasher continues to be a difference maker. Take a look at that score line, Jay. The man is 15-4.
That's all dead. The Liddy goat. He said, I'm a little bit different on land. And so far, he is showing it. As the first segment is already in, you have top radio control. Seattle, it's time to go because it's going pretty damn quick. That's already 2 ticks in. 3 players from Seattle towards bottom gym, and Slasher cuts down 2. That's 3 dead. Make it all 4. Atlanta Faze come out and dominate in the first defense and make it even. Yeah, he's going to be done and dusted. Good work from Seattle. The Windows key gunfights over towards Radio Tower. Once you take control of that side of the map, A should be pretty free. Now it's all about finding the kills on the exit. Sip finds 2. Slasher finds a 3rd. The knife is out for Slasher. He does not spot Sib, but at least now Seattle have somewhat map control because on the opposite side of the map, The Tiny Terrors are super aggressive in towards white. Abizi finds his second, and now you're forcing Seattle Surge to overextend every life.
And props to Sip. I don't know if he spawned. I was gonna say he just instantly got past that 50-yard line, finds a pick. So there was still a glimmer of hope. Absolutely, if you're Surge, you had that extra minute, and now that zone begins to fly. What could be the final major team fight of this game continues to favor the boys on Faze. Mac will fall. Pred, the last one alive. And right now, he's trying to deliver as much as he can to the team, whether it's kills, whether it's communication, or some long shots. Putting in some work as Surge trying to bring this one back the best way possible, but Sip ends up getting two. This has completely spoiled everything.
Oh, that's not supposed to happen. Like, Pred gets the info onto Sip. He gets him absolutely one shot, but his teammates cannot find a trade, and he has not dropped ever since. Earns himself the cruise missile. With only 20 seconds left. Now you can invest that just in case it gets a little scary, but this is looking like a clean 3-0 from Atlanta.
It absolutely is. The time cruise missile is more like a firework as Faze come through here on El Asilo control and absolutely dominate. Sim puts the final few to bed.
All the way towards the back rock with that dead silence invested. So a couple players for Atlanta Faze spawning out. They should get the info that there's potentially a player in towards the back. Pred does not spot Abizi at least for now, but Atlanta Faze, they're currently holding on from the front side of the hill. Seattle Surge trying to set up the pitch.
This has just been a journey and a half for Pred. It felt like a trilogy was going on when it came down to his pursuit of the P2 spawns, but that chapter will close, and now for Faze, it will only continue to build. 35 seconds still to go. Sip with a crucial double kill. Now we'll set things up quite nicely. Faze beginning to spawn on out, and that is absolute beams coming in from the Iceman. Half the time is still left, and Surge have broken right on forward. Excellent work coming in from them, considering that they had no right of getting those P2 spawns as Pred looking to deliver. That is now 3 in a row. Make it 4.
Oh, the Predator is striking, man. He's starting to feel himself. Eventually does get shut down by Abizi.
Actually has Abizi trying to dodge all the tacticals, even underwater. Yes, they can explode. Wow. Not sure if that's actually real or not, but it doesn't matter. Abizi, almost fictional at this point, manages to make his way through, and from there, it is a lovely little break toward the back here from Atlanta. Also, keep in mind, not just the fights that are going on here, but the fights that are going on the left side of your screen. Some big brawls going down, and it feels like it's Atlanta who are coming out on top of every single one of them. But now to the final hard point of the first side of rotations.
The trade is there from Celium, and even with Seattle Surge having the back spawns, they cannot find an opening. So already better setups from Atlanta Faze. Crossfires are there, and it's leading to some much needed time. Oh my!
Oh, Abizi able to erupt. Wonderful work coming in from half of the Tiny Terror duo. Now on 5, make it 6. Doesn't matter, Vaznev or Tak, the man can truly do it all.
Anything with it. So Seattle Surge maintaining the better side of the map. They know that Abizi's still on the opposite side. Abizi actually gets one kill on the back, and his teammate in Simp is able to spawn on him. So now Seattle Surge, this is where the game can start to get out of hand. You have to find a break onto this P1. You have to at least put yourself in a position to get some time off of P2, because Atlanta Faze, they're looking like they're starting to run away with it. Oh man, every kill is going in their favor. This has been great hard point from Atlanta.
And we'll say at the same time, though, man.
2 P1 guys, 2 P1, last 2 P1, last 2 P1. They won't miss. Last 2 P1, watch this cross, bro. Last 2 P1.
One shot top blue himself. I'm dead. Top blue absolute.
I'll get your cross, I have your cross, stay down.
He's laying down, globe cut dead. Bottom globe.
I have your cross.
He's shelling. One more globe cut too. They're both there.
Your cross now.
One more globe cut. One more time.
Coming down there.
Hey, enemies. Close right corner.
One shot. Needed, bro. Front door time. Nice.
Nothing else globe. Green. Absolute and green south.
Top window, absolute. Went bottom.
And the communication right there from Seattle is calm, cool, and collective, but you can hear accuracy on the end of that P2. I have your cross. So now Chow, unfortunately, play on the hill. Chow's and Sip is able to find the break, and now making a little bit more time for Seattle Surge to eventually get in towards this P3 hill. But by the time they get here, everyone gets cut down. Atlanta Faze already breaching that 200-point mark. We were worried about their hard point game. Sip is working his way up the warehouse.
And a great start there for MC. All 3 are found. Mac.
Oh my.
That is all 4 down, making a 5th. It's a team kill, but it should not matter. Faze seconds away from revenge. It's so close. It was so close. They had it. They felt like the dub was right there. And just as that occurs, it looks like the final few team fights are going to go their way. And there you go. Atlanta Faze say keep.
Some of the comments I was reading on Reddit or wherever it was, just you guys suck. You don't have it anymore. Listen, you were the scapegoat for a lot of it. I know you're not big on social and not much Faze you at this point, but like, I'm seeing drop slasher and he doesn't have what it takes and blah, 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 blah. And you guys come in here and handle business. But I just want to hear from you, like, at this point in your career, like, that type of stuff Faze you at all anymore?
Nah, not really. I really don't care what people have to say at this point. I've literally proved everything for 10 years. I've done it all. I've won it all. Like, it doesn't matter to me. And honestly, too, like, I knew the situation coming in that I was going to be the scapegoat if we weren't winning. Sure. That's just the situation I'm in. I like the pressure, though. You know, I can always handle it. And, yeah, this past stage, like, we've been playing pretty poor. It's obvious I've been playing poor. I was really sick, too, to be fair. I mean, that's not a full excuse, but, like, my practice was just terrible and stuff like that. So I'm starting to feel a little better now, and obviously I played better, too. So, yeah, we're actually good. Who thought?
Wild concept. No, I'll like gas you sometimes and just get flack for. I'm like, well, you guys, like, listen, it's just the expectation for you. Like, you've been #1 in CDL points everywhere, like Faze has, like highest average placement. Like, yeah, you don't win every event, but like you guys have what 2/3 in a first place. Like, you're doing all right. But now, listen, I talk to Chris a lot. Obviously, I game with him every single day. Crowder, the coach, and I know you guys have been working really hard on changing some things in how you guys play. And it seems frustrating because I know how the scrims go sometimes, and you guys are disgusting. And then it's like you get to the match, and sometimes things fall short. What's kind of been difficult sometimes just playing the same way you do in scrims?
That's the tough thing, right? Because you don't play too many matches, so it's hard to work on something like that. We can only just keep, hammering it down and stuff like that and keep trusting the process. And as long as we have faith in each other and faith in the game plan and stick to it, like, we're going to be all right. Like, right there, like, the Hydro online versus them, we kind of got smoked. And I feel like we were in full control the whole time and played the map well. So it's just about, honestly, we just need, like, a little spark, I feel like, in hardpoint. And once we get that spark under our belt, we're going to be dominant in all 3 modes.
Well, yeah, it's just funny because, like, I don't know how else to word it. Like, with the caliber of talent on the team, you guys struggling at hardpoint is just silly. Like, it feels like you shouldn't, but you guys have. But you're working on stuff, and then for you individually, yeah, you came in, and I know there was some flack and stuff. You don't care, but like, you came in and you played really well. It had to feel good just to. I mean, maps 2 and 3, you dominated. Yeah,
I mean, it always feels well to play like good, right? But yeah, I don't know. Just coming into the event, I knew like the situation at hand. I knew I had to play better and play better for my guys because I've been letting them down on the online stage. So I'm happy to get one under my belt. But that's only the first series of the event, so I got to keep it up.
Well, hell of a win. And like, you've had these crazy series, I think, always with Surge. But this one, you guys, you come in, you handle business. Thank you as always. That'll do it here for me and Slasher. We'll get back over to the desk.
Thank you very much, Maven. Congratulations to Slasher and the rest of Faze, who move into a winner's semifinals once again here at Major number